evening, everyone. My name is Obi from AI for Africa think tank. We have wonderful Corey Warfield with us today. And today we're going to go through basics of prompt engineering, AI prompt engineering, to teach African youth how to use AI to deliver their project or improve themselves to grow. The whole essence is to increase awareness, but then to improve skills and independence in the region. Thanks, Corey, for joining us today.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. You've been a friend of mine for a long time, and when I saw you're with AI for Africa and that we can help the youth, I got so excited to pull up Obi. So yeah, today we'll go over some of the basics of prompt engineering and some of the different AI tools that there are out there. But it's less important what tools you use. It's more important that you know how to use them. So to kind of get into the basics of prompt engineering, you need to train your AI just like you would train an employee if you were their manager or their boss, or just like you would want to be trained by your boss or manager if you were to have a new job. So, right, I know a lot of the people watching this are younger. Maybe you've never had a job. Maybe you've only had a couple jobs where you didn't need so many technical skills yet. But I can tell you this, if anyone's watching this that has ever had to apply for a job and train for a job, you would never walk into a job and have them expect you to do a good job. They have to tell you what you should do, how you should do it, some things you need to make sure you don't do. Now you can be a good employee. This is the same way you need to treat your AI. Your AI is your employee. And if you're watching this, that means you have connection to the internet and an access to a device, whether it's a computer, phone, laptop. This is all you need for AI because most AI tools are free. You just need to know how to use them. So even if you've never been a manager before and you're watching this, think of yourself, you're the manager now. You're the manager of your AI. Your AI is your new employee. Think about this. If you're watching this right now, you can have an employee right now and you never have to pay them, okay? But you have to train them. This is the genesis of prompt engineering. So if you're going to use an AI, you don't show up to an AI and say, write me a paper on colonialism. Well, okay, who's the paper for? How long should it be? Is it supposed to take a certain perspective? What period of time is this to present solutions for the future or to reflect on problems from the past? Right? These are all things that if you were going to hire someone to write a paper for you, you would tell them. So you tell your AI. And the more of a persona you can give it, the more direction you can give it, the more things to think about you can give it, the better. So I don't know enough about colonialism to give a great example, but I know a lot about startups. So I'll give an example of the startups. If I went to an AI engine, whatever it is, right? It can be Claude, it can be Gemini, it can be ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. This is the same way you prompt all AIs. But if I go to an AI and say, teach me how to be a successful entrepreneur, it's not really going to laugh at me, but it should. And its response is going to be so bad. It's going to say to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to learn how to create solutions for problems and generate money and market your business. And I'll say, okay, I didn't learn anything. But if I go to that same AI and I say, I've never started a company before, but I have an idea where people can monetize any of their video calls. I want you to act as my technical co-founder. I want you to research what other platforms in the world exist that are letting people monetize their video calls. I want you to determine what programming languages they were written in. I want you to come back with a plan telling me how we're going to build a product where people can monetize their time on video calls, and you're going to help me start to build it. We're going to use React Native and Python, and we're going to emulate the interface of, some other company, Twitter, something like this. Now the AI knows what you want, right? So this is the basics for prompt engineering. You need to give it a persona. You need to give it a very specific desired outcome. You need to tell the kind of why it is that you're wanting it to do what you want it to do for you. And then you start to get really, really, really good results. And so here's another one that I'll share. if an AI tells you that it cannot do something, unless it's something really just awful and evil or crazy, for the most part, if it says I cannot do something, yes, it can. So most people, it says I can't do this, and they get frustrated and say AI doesn't work for me. Well, the reality is that it probably can. So you just need to talk to it differently. So if I say to OpenAI's ChatGPT, create a one-page infographic for my new company, WeJ, and it says I cannot do that, I can either say, yes, you can, use DALL 2 to create a infographic about the music industry, and then it will do it. And then I can say, okay, now make that, more specific to DJs and blockchain, and it'll do it, right? So it's now doing the same thing it told me it couldn't do. Or if I come to it and say, make me a dynamic financial model in Google Sheets, and it says I cannot do that, I can either say, make me a non-dynamic one, maybe it'll make it. Or I can say, try to make it in Microsoft Excel, it might try to make it. Or, and this is the big one, and if you're watching this right now, you're getting some secrets most people don't know in the world about AI. But AI is amazing because it's its own user manual. In other words, you can ask it what's wrong. So it says, I can't do that for you. You can say, why? It'll tell you. It violates my terms of services, or I don't have API access, or, whatever it might be. And so then you can start working with it and say things like, so what would a workaround be? Or is there a way that you can still write this for me without an API access, right? And it will start to do these things. So Obi, I'm going to kick it over to you, but that's kind of my long way to say hi. And those are some of the earliest ways that if you just understand, you have to train your AI, and you need to, work with it to get outcomes, even when it says that it can't do it at first, you're going to be ahead of the curve.
Oh, thank you so much, Corey. That's amazing, very insightful. I'm sure our audience, our listeners and viewers will enjoy these tips, and we hope to do more to encourage them, go into other areas as time goes on. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll do it again, hopefully.